The lost colony of Roanoke, America's oldest unsolved mystery. In the late 16th century, England, under Queen Elizabeth I, was eager to establish its first permanent settlement in the New World. Amidst the backdrop of European exploration and fierce competition with Spain, a small group of English settlers arrived on the coast of what is now North Carolina to found a colony on Roanoke Island. However, what should have been the first English foothold in the Americas turned into one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history: the unexplained disappearance of the entire Roanoke colony. The birth of the Roanoke Colony? The story begins in 1584, when Queen Elizabeth I granted Sir Walter Raleigh a charter to establish an English settlement in North America. Raleigh, who never visited the New World himself, organized several expeditions. In 1585, the first group of colonists arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina. Led by Ralph Lane, this initial attempt to colonize the area was short-lived. The settlers faced food shortages, difficult relations with the indigenous tribes, and lack of supplies. The colony eventually returned to England after being rescued by the famous privateer Sir Francis Drake in 1586. Undeterred, Raleigh sent a second expedition in 1587. This time, the colony was led by John White, an artist and mapmaker. Unlike the previous venture, this group consisted of 117 men, women, and children, including White's own daughter, Eleanor Dare, who gave birth to Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. Unlike the previous military-style settlement, the Roanoke colony was meant to be a permanent community. John White's departure and the mystery begins. Shortly after the settlers' arrival, White realized that they lacked sufficient supplies to sustain themselves in the long term. In August 1587, White reluctantly sailed back to England to request more provisions. However, the journey was far from smooth. England was in the midst of a war with Spain, and White's return to Roanoke was delayed for 3 years due to the Spanish Armada and its threat to England. When White finally returned to Roanoke in August 1590, he found the settlement completely deserted. The houses were dismantled, and there was no sign of the colonists. The only clue left behind was the word CROATOAN carved into a post and the letters CRO etched into a nearby tree. There was no evidence of a struggle, no human remains, and no clear indication of where the settlers had gone. White believed the word CROATOAN referred to CROATOAN Island, modern-day Hatteras Island, home to a friendly Native American tribe. However, bad weather and the loss of ships prevented him from conducting a search, and he returned to England without solving the mystery. Theories about the colony's fate. For over 400 years, the disappearance of the Roanoke colony has baffled historians, archaeologists, and researchers. Numerous theories have been proposed, but none have been conclusively proven. Here are some of the most prominent ideas about what might have happened. 1. Integration with the CROATOAN tribe. One of the most plausible theories is that the settlers moved to CROATOAN Island and were assimilated into the local Native American population. The friendly relationship between the colonists and the CROATOAN tribe suggests that they might have sought refuge there when their supplies ran low. Some later reports from other settlers in the area claim to have seen European-looking individuals among the indigenous population, sparking speculation that the Roanoke settlers had intermarried with the tribe. 2. Massacre by hostile tribes. Another theory suggests that the Roanoke settlers were attacked and killed by more hostile Native American tribes, such as the CROATOAN or the Powhatan. Chief Powhatan, the leader of the Powhatan Confederacy, allegedly told English colonists at Jamestown that he had killed the settlers, but no concrete evidence of such a massacre has been found. 2. Massacre by hostile tribes. Another theory suggests that the Roanoke settlers were attacked and killed by more hostile Native American tribes, such as the CROATOAN or the Powhatan. Chief Powhatan, the leader of the Powhatan Confederacy, allegedly told English colonists at Jamestown that he had killed the settlers, but no concrete evidence of such a massacre has been found. 3. Starvation or disease. Life in the New World was harsh, and the settlers were ill-prepared to face the difficulties of surviving in an unfamiliar environment. Some historians speculate that the colony may have suffered from starvation or disease, leading the settlers to abandon Roanoke in search of better resources inland or along the coast. However, no remains or burial sites have been discovered. 4. Attempt to sail back to England. Another possibility is that the settlers, desperate for help, attempted to build their own boats and sail back to England or to another nearby settlement. Given their lack of shipbuilding experience in the dangerous Atlantic waters, this effort might have ended in disaster, with the settlers lost at sea. 5. Spanish involvement. Some historians have speculated that Spanish forces, who controlled much of the southern and western New World, may have destroyed the colony. Spain and England were bitter rivals, and it is possible that the Spanish, worried about English encroachments on their territory, launched a covert attack. However, there is little evidence to support this theory, and no Spanish records mention such an action. 6. Natural disaster. It's also possible that a natural disaster, such as a hurricane or severe drought, could have contributed to the colony's demise. Environmental data suggests that the Roanoke Colony was established during one of the worst drought periods in the region's history, making it difficult for the settlers to grow crops or find fresh water. The search for answers. Over the centuries, archaeologists and historians have conducted numerous investigations to uncover the fate of the Roanoke settlers. Excavations on Roanoke Island and Hatteras Island have yielded some clues, including European artifacts such as pottery and tools, but none have provided definitive answers. One recent project, known as the First Colony Foundation, has employed modern techniques such as ground-penetrating radar and DNA testing to search for evidence of the lost colonists. In 2012, researchers uncovered a hidden map drawn by John White, which contained a symbol indicating the possible location of a fort inland. However, further excavation at the site, known as Site X, has yet to provide conclusive evidence of the colonists' fate. The enduring legacy of Roanoke. The story of the lost colony of Roanoke has captivated the imagination of generations, inspiring countless books, documentaries, and even television series. The idea of a community vanishing without a trace continues to fascinate both scholars and the public alike. While the fate of the Roanoke settlers may never be fully known, the mystery endures as one of America's oldest unsolved enigmas, a reminder of the hardships faced by early explorers and settlers in the New World. Whether they perished, integrated with local tribes, or ventured into the wilderness, the lost colony of Roanoke remains an enduring symbol of early American exploration and the human quest for survival in unknown lands.